Let's get on over to Storm Center 7 weather specialist Nick Dunn on the sky deck. And Nick, you can't even see downtown behind you.
No, Austin, I can't. And I was just checking before you tossed to me. Miami Valley Hospital is not visible now. So we've been using that as kind of a gauge. Some of our visibility across the Miami Valley, even at this hour, starting to drop below a half a mile once again. You may catch a brief break where visibility may improve to, say, 1 or 2 miles. But in general, visibility below a half a mile at times. And when you factor in the wind, that's going to help cause some blowing snow out there as well. So timing this out for you hour by hour through the rest of the evening. You can see as we pull up our city cast, you can see temperatures will fall into the 20s. That snow does start to taper off as we get a little closer to midnight.
This is obviously for everybody to see, so we're going to give this a shot. Let's see how we do. All right, so we got 1. We got to get 3. Let's see how this goes. We got 2. Gabby, Cheryl, you think I can go 3 for 3?
Yeah, I think so.
Think?
Hey, those balloons look close together. If you miss, well...
I got 3.
All right.
How about that?
Well done, Nick.
How about that?
This is really going to be hard for folks who work outside.
That's exactly right, Gabby. And in fact, we have a measurement that we can use to actually tell you just how dangerous it really could be. This may be a new term you've never heard before. It's called the wet bulb globe temperature. So what exactly is that? Well, let's break it down for you. Essentially, this is a derived product that measures the heat stress from direct sunlight. You factor in things like temperature and wind and humidity, also cloud cover and the angle of the sun. All those things together give us what is called the wet bulb globe temperature. Now, as we move ahead to Monday, I am a little bit concerned for this because the current forecast, based on what I'm seeing from the National Weather Service, indicates a high risk for heat stress, meaning that for every hour that you work outside, you're supposed to take a 40-minute break afterwards. That's really dangerous, especially for those of us that may be outside wanting to do some exercise.
All right, we're checking in with Storm Center 7 weather specialist Nick Dunn as we're heading for another big warm-up.
Yeah, we are, and let's have a little bit of fun this morning, okay? So we've got Wheel of Fortune popped up here. Okay, we did this last week. Now, the category here is how do we want to beat the heat this weekend? You guys have any initial thoughts on what this might be?
Something with water, I would say.
Okay, Letitia, what do you think?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's reveal a couple letters here. See if this is going to change your minds, change your guesses or anything like that. Okay, what do you think, Nick?
Drinking plenty of water.
Ding, 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 ding,
and
ding. We have a winner.
That is the correct answer. It's going to be one way you can beat the heat this weekend. And obviously, if you can, try to find an air-conditioned place, too. But water is going to be your #1 best friend if you plan on spending any time outdoors.
All right, everyone, a good afternoon to you. I'm Storm Center 7 weather specialist Nick Dunn. We're going to be staying here with you for a little bit longer now. We have an active tornado warning that has been issued for portions of Miami County and portions of Montgomery County. This is a radar indicated circulation, and this is going to go until about 4:15 p.m. this afternoon. What we're seeing right now, and I'm going to switch you over to our velocity mode over the radar, and I'm actually going to walk over to the green screen here for just a second to point a couple things out to you here. So what we're looking at here, we are looking at green. These are winds that are blowing toward the radar site near the Dayton International Airport. And these reds, those are winds that are blowing away from the radar. So we're seeing a little bit of circulation right here near I-70 and State Route 49 there east of Phillipsburg and Clayton. And this is moving off to the north at about 35 to 45 miles per hour. So those of you in Pleasant Hill, those of you in Troy, West Milton, Laura, Tip City, also back here towards Phillipsburg and Clayton. You need to be in that tornado safe place right now. Let's kind of recap what that is for you. So put yourself below ground, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. The good news is that this is moving pretty quick. So if you are outside right now, I know it's Memorial Day weekend. You may have wanted to have some outdoor activities, but this is moving off to the north pretty quickly here this afternoon. And you notice these reds and greens are a little tight right here. So if we have a tornado in progress, or maybe it's developing, it's going to be right there just to the north of I-70. I'll step back over so we can zoom in and give you some more detailed street information.
Back out to Logan County, and the devastating damage there really took the brunt in Ohio. Storm Center 7's Nick Dunn joins us live. Nick, it's going to take that county years to rebuild.
Yeah, that's right, Cheryl. I've been up here today in Orchard Island and Fox Island touring some of the hardest hit areas and some of this damage, and I want to showcase this particular board right here. I came across this amidst all of the other damage today across the Miami Valley that I've seen so far. This stuck out to me the most. Why? This is a very large, and I mean a very large 2x4, estimated probably at least 16 feet, and it is completely impaled into the ground. And it's not moving very much. This was slung into the ground by this tornado. And obviously, as we know, tornadoes have a lot of different vortices that spin around them. This slung into the ground. This is a primary reason why we tell you when you're in a tornado warning, you have to get below ground. If you could only imagine this coming into your house, your car, anything of that nature, this is why. And this is not the only damage here. I'll have Eric kind of spin around. As you can see, there are just a mass number of trees that are either completely broken off or some are just not even broken at all, have nothing wrong with them. And there's also just other trees across this particular playground in the state park here where you can see the complete uproots, and there's a lot of water underneath these roots as well.
Dunn joins us. Nick, you're talking about something farmers grow here in Ohio, and one of those crops can actually make it feel even hotter outside.
That's right, James. We're talking about corn. And in fact, you know the Miami Valley, we see a lot of corn. And let's explain exactly what this is. So you may have heard the term corn sweat, but really all plants do this. It's called evapotranspiration. This is where plants absorb water from their roots, and then they do that for food. And once that's done, well, they release water vapor into the atmosphere. So let's break this down even more for you. So as the sun is beating down on our cornfields in particular, all that water vapor gets moved up into the atmosphere, and that helps to create higher humidity levels and higher dew point levels, especially localized to those larger cornfields in particular. Now, obviously, all of this water adds up. So let's give you just how much water this is. For every acre of corn, we could see 3,000 to 4,000 gallons of water absorbed per day into the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. You can also see here that we have 3.5 million acres of corn. So you do all that math, and that brings us to 12.25 billion gallons of water per day. And that's a lot of water. Yeah, that's right, because that can fill over 18,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. We're going to be stuck with this heat and humidity for a couple more days, so be sure you come back in a little bit. Storm Center 7 Chief Meteorologist Austin Cheney will let us know when we can finally get rid of this heat and lower some of that corn sweat, James.
Yeah, some great perspective there. Thank you, Nick.
Nick, do you have more to say from the National Weather Service?
Yeah, so the Weather Service is now calling this a confirmed tornado right along Charleston Pike and Fletcher Chapel Road. So this now means, folks, that our language is going to change just a little bit. We now have a confirmed tornado. Weather Service radar, we're seeing it right now on our debris tracker. It is showing that we have a confirmed tornado on the ground just southeast of Springfield. So again, that means you've got to be in that tornado safe place. Get you below ground, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We saw that just a couple scans ago, but now really the Weather Service is going to call that a confirmed tornado warning. It is on the ground right now.